working this hard for a reason. In a minute, trying to make it real. Saying,
Hello,
baby,
everyone.
this is
Welcome
all.
to the What Up Door edition of the Husband Show podcast, where husbands band together and navigate through this thing we call marriage. Today, I am hosting a very, very special edition. I got a long tenured friend of mine that's going to join us today. I've been doing Roscoe, creeping on 30 years. He has been a mentor in a lot of aspects. He has been somebody who I can ask questions about, or somebody who I can get truth and uncut advice. He doesn't pull any punches when he's telling me what I'm doing right, as well as what I'm doing wrong. And from a male perspective, and also from a husband perspective, you need somebody in your life who's going to always let you know if you're doing things right, if you're doing things wrong, or certain ideas and ways to go about stuff. So I'm not going to keep talking. We have a lot that we need to cover today. So without further ado, here's my homeboy Roscoe Robinson.
Going on, bro, husbands, and I want to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of your outstanding podcast. Of course, my name is Roscoe Robinson, third generation, by the way. Been in the military, retired, did 21 years of service. Uh, have three daughters, third marriage. So got some. I'm a what you call a married vet. Um, yes.
Yeah. And that's some of the stuff that we could probably touch on as we go on through what we're talking about today. And I'm really appreciative and happy that you decide to join in with us and talk about some stuff that we can discuss. Certain questions that I have lined up for us today, and yeah, just see where you're coming from, and see where your headspace is, because as married men, we always want to be able to look and seek advice, because it's trial and error, and there's experience that comes with that we end up growing. And with the four main individuals on the Husband Show podcast, we have over 70 years of marital experience, and it's always something that we can always learn as we continue to feed and nurture our marriage with our wives and move forward. So first question I have for you, Roscoe, and take your time, think about it. You don't have to answer it immediately, but tell me, what do you think about marriage? And try not to be generic with your answer. Be as original as possible. But what do you think about marriage?
Marriage is something that a man and woman needs to have in order to strive within this world. I think that's it's naturally designed. And for myself, what I think about marriage is I definitely need it. I need a partner that I can grow with, learn from, also tell me about my shortcomings as well as my successes throughout my life.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's great. And I can't ask you and then don't respond myself as far as what do I think about
Yeah.
marriage. Uh, Marriage, from my perspective, is it's a as corny as it may sound, it's a union of two people who like-minded people, preferably somebody who's like-minded, who wants to move forward in a union to where you're bettering each other's path to success, right?
I
And
agree.
with me, you always I figured, I want to be able to join someone who can help me get to a higher plateau, as well as me assist her to getting to a higher plateau. It's more than what can she do for me, right? I wanted to ensure that I'm with somebody who loved me for who I am, not for who they can turn me into. Am I making sense?
Yeah. No, you're making a whole lot of sense, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Because what do you think? What do you think on that part?
So I want to piggyback. So I'm going to go back a
All
little
right.
further when you said what you said was absolutely correct. And I was thinking in my own mind while you were speaking, you know, our parents, we talk about, your parents going to give you the birds and the bees when you're first time having sex. But what you were just talking about, our our parents don't give us that. Like
Mm-hmm.
you go through marriage, you meet a girl and and a girl meets a guy or whatever, and they think they fall in love. But at no point they tell us about being compatible and someone that's like-minded. And now that I'm thinking, well, we have so many young people, so many single people out there, but no one's being groomed for marriage. They're not being
Okay.
told
Okay.
exactly what you just said a second ago about what marriage is about, how to navigate. Being a man that's been married 3 times. My first marriage was basically you grew up together. You didn't
Hmm.
know if you were compatible. You didn't
Hmm.
know anything about working together as a partner. You sort of walk through and drag and your bad habits and her bad habits. You guys just had and you fought and got through them, and but you never really knew what it about marriage and how important it is to have a good partnership.
Exactly. Right. Right. And it's funny because when I say making sure that you have a solid partnership is that it's beyond just you know just appropriating. Is appropriating? Is that the right word?
Mhm.
Appropriate we had making babies. We're
Yeah,
just it's beyond just making babies and just pushing out kids and offspring. It's also trying to ensure that you're as compatible as can be, right? Without and being able to see longevity in the growth that you might have with the person that you decide to be with. And that's an important stuff as far as you saying that we weren't taught that, but we can see that, right? How long were your parents married? Exactly,
uh,
right?
45 years. Yes,
That's a template, what I'm saying, that you can build off of to see that success as far as till death do us part. You see what I'm
right.
saying? A long, long you and your parents were married for a very, very long a lifetime. If you want
Yeah,
to do the numbers, a lifetime in some cases.
yeah,
So that's a great template to start off of. And also it's just the seeds that your parents plant into you, growing up to understand, how it is to have a successful marriage and to understand what is the basis of being married.
right, right, right. I think when you have a good successful marriage, man, you feel so free and liberated, like because you don't have to question the things like y'all both think like what I'm saying, like if I don't even think about it, she already got it, like and vice versa. It makes it so easy, like no stress involved because the other person's already taking
Hmm.
care of the thing. But a lot of things what men do and women in a marriage, you feel like you're giving up something, you know and men too, men feel like they're giving up something, because
Right.
I'll say for myself, it's a struggle for me.
Hmm.
Every time I see my wife doing things, I'm like, damn. And my mother tells me, she's like, boy, let me help you. She's trying to help you, you know,
Hmm.
and
Right.
you have to fall back and allow that woman to help you, and then you'll grow even further, you know.
Right. Right.
And
Exactly.
so,
Exactly. That's the important part. That's the important part as far as being able to have a teammate that's able to support you and allow you give you the space and allow you to grow, right? So having that individual that's a team player, trying to be on the same sheet of music and trying to build a unit, right? Because at the end of the day we're trying to
right,
build a unit, right? so
right.
so
So you
choosing
so you know I'm jealous.
choosing
You
why you
know I'm
jealous.
jealous now. You know why? Because I see my brothers on there, and I'm a 25-year smoker. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling some kind of way right now. I'm about to go downstairs. I might have to take a commercial break and me light one up, but it's all good. I'm gonna stay on point. I'm gonna stay on
Go stay
point.
focused. Well, since you're
Stay
already
focused.
here rolling in, of course, we got our main moderator, Perry, that's joined in with us today on the What Up Door edition of the Husband Show podcast, where husbands band together to navigate through this thing we call marriage. So, Mr. P, I was talking to my boy Roscoe. Roscoe, that's Perry over there. Me and Perry go back almost as long as me and you, Roscoe, if not longer. Me
That's
and
what's up.
Perry was in middle school together, like what, seventh, sixth, seventh, eighth grade.
Yes, sirski.
Yeah.
Just to the lines of that, and we stayed in contact through social media, things of that nature, and then he hit me up, and then I said, hey, I got this podcast idea that I want to ramp up. He had some great ideas, and he pulled me in to assist on some back end stuff as well as on
Hmm.
some interviewing material, and he has a lot of he's 20 what 20 how many years 20.
It'll be 24 in November.
Yeah, 24 years of marriage that he's rocking with also, and so he has a plethora of
My brother,
experience when it
beautiful.
comes to, a plethora of experience when it comes to things that we're trying to do and things we're trying to prevent ourselves from doing, as well as some information that we could provide for younger couples and seasoned couples and also newlyweds. So with our platform that we're doing, we feel that we're also an asset to society and also the asset to people who look like us, and it's also definitely for people who don't look like us.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so
and we
we
always want people to know we're not perfect. We're not trying to tell you we're perfect. We've done it right. What you can actually do is watch us do it wrong, so you won't do it wrong, and
Right,
you do it right because
right.
we have that baggage.
Yes, sir. My
yes,
boys, my
yes,
boys
yes.
will tell you about me. They watch me do it wrong 3 times, 2 times. I got it right now, bro. You know what I'm
You
saying?
got it
And if you
right
do it,
now. You got it right now.
and you now, it would have been about 29 years total.
Hey man, you gotta strike while the iron is hot and keep striking that motherfucker sometimes.
That's it. That's it, man. And, hey, my mom tells me all the time. She said, you ain't gonna stop till you dog gonna win." I said, "You
Yes
damn
sir.
right. I'm gonna
Yes
win."
sir.
Yeah.
Yes sir.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So Perry, the question I asked Roscoe, and then I also chimed in on is what do you as a husband, as a grown ass man, what do you think of and about marriage as a whole? Without trying to be generic, because of course there's the generic answers.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
as far as you can dive a little bit deeper and say, what do you as your, because all of our answers can be different, but all
yeah.
can accomplish the same mission, right? But what do you think about marriage?
Marriage is the toughest shit you'll ever do in your life as a man. Like, there's no rule book to it. Everybody would love to think they have the answers, but dude, every day we're learning. Like,
Mm-hmm.
is no blueprint to this thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's fun, and sometimes it's not fun,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a whole lot of give and take. But as a man, it's a whole lot more of give. And I'm just being
Yeah.
real. It's a lot of
Right.
give
Right.
with no reward whatsoever.
And you have to think about that. Yeah, yeah. I think Chris Rock has said that one time. He said, only thing they care about is women, children, and dogs. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah. But I've been used to being the man on the island my entire life, man. My dad
Yeah.
used to tell me that all the time. He said, "Son, you're gonna be the man on the island. You got to learn how to be the man on the island. It's never about your emotions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And women don't understand that we can say simple, man. We really are simple, man. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we have a problem with communication too, because uh, we hear completely different from what they hear,
Mm-hmm.
and with them, if we tell a woman's like, baby, I don't like that outfit on. What they heard is, look fat, you looking fat. Well, why you don't like it? So, well, I didn't. It doesn't look. Then you have to get in detail. So see, you open up a book now, and all you just doing is trying to save her. You see what I'm saying? Because women, their girlfriends will let
Yeah.
their ass wear whatever, and then go out there and they be like, "Girl, I couldn't believe she walked out the house with that shit on." You know what I'm saying? I can't believe Perry let her wear that shit. You see? But Perry, husband, trying to save
On
her,
the
but
nose.
then she getting sensitive on you, saying you tall or fat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And, and what I tell people a lot, as far as like, for us, being men, we love to provide, we love to be the
Right,
protector, we love to
right,
be the lead and all that stuff like that. But don't go into this shit thinking you're going to get gratification, because I'm going to tell you something, man. You're probably not going to get your just desserts or your flowers literally till you die. When you die, that's when everybody's going to
right,
be like, oh, he was a good man.
right,
He did
right,
so much. Oh, he used to blah blah blah, and they'll be thinking about stories. They'll be like, "I bet if he was here right now, such and such would happen because he didn't play that." And but
right,
once you're
right.
here, it's not.
Exactly. That's it, man. And you have
Exactly,
to, and
exactly.
being a stand up man. That's what really you have to know. That's what comes with, like
Mhm.
that comes with the territory, man. And the old saying, like minded men and like minded people, man. You can automatically pick up on like minded people. They can understand when these men walk this earth that okay, this dude got his shit together. You know, he's stand up guy. You know what I'm saying? He ain't that type of guy that needs to be rewarded. You know, needs a medal on his chest. So his wife said, "Baby, you did a good job today." You know, yeah.
But see,
Now I'm gonna go.
I wanna just stay there for 1 second because we just did a pod with my boy Nikhil, and he's a married guy, and you know he has daughters and all that. But he pretty much laid his shit out on the line, so I'm gonna let him. What the question you just asked? Ask him. Yeah, hit
Bring him
that.
in. Bring him in.
Hold on. You want to ask? Tell him to ask you the question. Just say what up, though?
What up, though, my homeboy? This is my boy John. This is my boy Roscoe down here, and we're
My
doing a
pleasure.
little
My pleasure.
pleasure. We're doing a little conversation today. I see you with the D hat on. You see me rocking my kit all the time. You feel me? So, question that I asked, same thing that Perry asked, or that Roscoe asked, and I answered is, what do you think of marriage? Think about marriage, and it can't be a generic answer, and it can't be the cookie cutter answer. But what do you, as who you are as an individual, think about marriage?
Okay. I'm on my second marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, After my first marriage, I was like, fuck this shit. I'm not doing this no more. For real.
Yeah.
You know, my current wife, not through persuasion, but through being who she is, changed my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage is a job, is a commitment. It's 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 a way of life. And I realized that my second time around, there's some things I did before that I just can't do. There's some communication and some understanding that I've developed over the years of just growing up and maturing that
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know before. And you know, just keeping it real with your mate, man. You gotta keep it 100%. And I don't mean 99. You got that one little secret. You got to keep it 100%. You communicate, like I was saying in the pod earlier. And 10 years of just being together, being married almost two, we've never had an argument
Mm-hmm.
ever. We've had
That's
discussions. We
awesome.
talk about if we have a disagreement, but we've never had no blowouts.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We
Right.
we talk like me and y'all talking right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
To me, that's the key. Like I told them earlier, communication and peace. And what I mean by peace, I don't mean by okay, it's a problem. We just going to ignore it. I mean do the thing to make sure that there isn't a problem in the first place.
Right.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
as close as I
Exactly.
can keep it.
Yeah, and it's funny that you should say that a lot of young adults and some grown men and women don't understand the difference between a disagreement and an argument, because there's a fine line between a disagreement can turn into an argument. What you got, Roscoe?
Yes, you're spot on because you got to understand. You got some people who were raised around seeing their parents, whatever, argue and fuss and fight, and that was a form
Mm-hmm.
of communication to them, and they think that's how you communicate. But then you all of a sudden get a person you're dealing with like, hey, you need to pipe that shit down. Who you talking to? You know, you don't have to raise your voice or none of that. You know, I'm gonna tell you. So look, bro, I'm on three. You know what I'm saying? My second marriage. Uh, my second marriage, my wife she didn't like me to stand up when I was talking. She went, oh, wait, I'm like, who the hell is? It was a form of intimidation for her.
Mm.
Can I ask you this? You know, it's a strange analogy, but you know, when a dog is asserting his dominance over another dog, they lay down, they expose their neck.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of when you said that, it kind of reminded me how she was like she didn't want to be that. And sit down when we talking. No, no, we're not doing
Right,
that. I can I stand up and say what I got to say because a man, that's just natural. You know, you saying, but I'm sure you weren't standing over her and doing this at
right.
work.
That would be it. Right? No, no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Cause I'm no. And that's the thing. I wasn't that. Um, I was tripping because, and I think I got a deep voice. My voice inflects loud, so you
You're
know
like
it
six
it, it can
twelve.
He
it can
looks
be
tall even when
perceived.
he's sitting down. He
Yeah,
took up
yeah,
the whole
He
goddamn
tall as
frame.
hell. He tall as
yeah, yeah.
hell.
So it can be perceived like what it was that it was issues that in her former former marriage and her
I was,
her
I was going to
growing
ask.
up.
But you're already
Yeah,
saying it.
trigger points. It was trigger points. So you have to learn how to deal with people's trigger points too. You know, but beyond that, motherfucker was crazy anyway. So
me and my
and,
me, me and my current wife, she has some trigger points,
Mhm.
and I grew to understand them. And in one of them, we just recently had a conversation again about it recently the other day, and it finally hit home. Like, okay, there's some things that happened in the past that she hasn't got over to no fault of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to understand that she ain't with that.
Right.
Even though, the thing I was doing, I was, it was like a lovey touchy thing to me. But in her past, that thing was taken too far and it
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
traumatized her. And it
Right.
traumatized. So I can't do that. Then it's
Right.
but goddamn it, I'm your husband. Why can't, I mean, it's me.
Right. Right. Everything
It's
ain't
But,
fair game though. You gotta understand people got boundaries too, man.
but it finally clicked. And this is very recent.
And we
Like I
were just
said,
talking about it.
yeah, me and Perry just had a conversation about it. It's very recent. It was just like, okay, it finally hit home, bro. You can't do that. She not with that. She just not.
And the crazy thing about this conversation, we just had it, and it just opened my eyes and
mm-hmm.
knew what I was doing
Yeah,
because
same.
now I get it.
Now I get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
like I said,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it finally hit home, and I was like, damn, this is what it's not a situation where, okay, babe, let's work on fixing this. It's one of those, let it go,
Yeah.
leave it be, and
Move
just go
on.
another route because that's not it.
And you don't get in your feelings because she wouldn't lie. You know what I'm saying? Because some
No,
people do that.
in fact, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
can't do.
damn.
I'm your husband. I don't.
Yeah. Right.
Tip for
Right.
tat,
Right.
tip for
Right.
tat,
Right. Right. Yeah.
tip for
Yeah.
tat. And
Yeah.
it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny though.
Yeah.
Every time I look at that, I think about that song that's what's his name. Music Soul Child had that song. When he said, "I'm not to blame for the pain that was caused by previous cats."
Right. Right.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? You
Yeah.
go back and listen
Yeah.
to that song. It's very relatable to I can understand. You have to
Mhm.
understand the things that she might have went through, and how you said, Roscoe, how it could be traumatizing, and
Yeah.
then how it could cause an issue or concern. So we have to be cognizant of that,
Mhm.
and then the way
Yeah.
that listen to her and then adjust to it with that. So we're gonna wrap that part up. But I got one more, and this could be a doozy right here though.
Oh
But Perry,
shit.
I want you to go first with this one, Perry.
Okay.
How do you feel about women asking men to marry them?
That is the wackest shit ever heard of in my life. I don't see you as a man. I don't see you as a fucking leader or provider if your wife is, well, I'm sorry, your girlfriend, fiance is getting on her knee or even just asking you to marry her. That is mad. And I'm so mad about this shit. It's almost like it's getting normalized. It's almost like it's getting normalized. And that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Right,
I'm telling you straight
right,
up.
right.
You pussy to me.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree. 2000, bro. 2000. Like, like you said, it was the man has always been the one that chased, man. You know what I'm saying? Man is always the one that stands up and shows the woman, hey, I'm good enough to, and he go picks that woman. Every animal knows that's what they do. Goddamn lions. That's what they do. All she do is put her tail up a little bit, that motherfucker rub by. What he do? He go grab her by the back of the neck, the nape of the neck, right? It ain't grabbing him at the nape of the neck.
You know
Stab his
what?
ass at the nape of the neck.
Nikhil just said, did the woman go to the man's mama and say, can I marry your son?
See what I'm
It
saying?
is
See what I'm
whack.
saying? Right. Saying, along them lines, you got cats that's changed their last name.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's also. I think it's, but I also look at it. Agreeing with what you guys are saying. I also look at it from a societal aspect, as far as it's almost like a pussification of a nation, right? That we're having in the world right now.
Yeah.
So it's almost there are roles in a household just the same way there aren't roles in a household.
yeah,
Certain things that you want to allow your mate to do, and there's certain things that you shouldn't do because your mate is going to take care of. Right?
yeah,
It's just certain things, unsaid rules that happens inside of a house. If there's a bump at night, the husband goes and looks. Certain things
Sure.
like that. If it's something
Well,
that is delicate,
you're supposed to get up during the night when you go take a pee
You
pee and
goddamn
do a
right. And check
perimeter
your
check
doors.
anyway.
Check your
You
damn
supposed to be
doors.
doing a perimeter check at night anyway.
Right.
oh
That's
yeah,
right.
real quick, Roscoe. Perry was in the military also.
My man, yeah. Hey, I go check my claymore, make sure it's still aimed in
Come
the
on,
backyard.
man. Come on, man.
You better
yeah,
believe it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So it's also the way societal means have made that become almost normal to an extent. You see the videos of the woman asking the man. I've seen a lot of those videos, but
Hmm.
it's frowned upon because that's the only. Some women do seek men to an extent when they're trying to build a relationship. I've seen women been hit on by women and so on
Hmm.
and so forth. But when apples comes to oranges, the man is the one that chooses his mate. The
Yeah,
man is the
Yep.
one that carries that torch, that carries that burden to
yeah,
choose his mate. And the woman is the one that accepts it. She accepts your hand in marriage. She
yeah,
accepts to live a life with you. She accepts
yeah.
it based off of what the man can provide or his words, or I wouldn't say provide from a financial aspect, but it's just more mental than it is from a financial aspect as far as
And,
what a man can
and,
provide.
and in our case, as working everyday men, when you do that, you're supposed to provide her, I believe, and all the guys I fuck with believe the same way, and I know y'all will too. You're supposed to provide her with a soft life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Flat the fuck out,
Boom.
bro.
Right,
Why
right,
are you
right, right,
bothering this
right,
woman if you're not gonna do
right,
that?
right,
Mhm.
right, right,
Some shit she should never have to worry about.
right.
It should
Hey,
never
let me
be a
tell
blip
you.
on. It should never be a bleep on the radar. What you saying, Roscoe?
That's right. That's right. Now I was gonna say, yeah, mine didn't know I take care of every goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? That's just what we're supposed to do. Period. Ain't never supposed to have to worry about no shit, no lights cutting off, and no goddamn water cut off. Yeah, is this paid or that paid? Yeah.
Just live your life and
But-
just enjoy it.
And you
Because it's
don't have
like
that.
I
I'm not
said,
saying that's why I said everyday guys like us. I'm not saying you got to be a millionaire. You got to lacer and Gucci, Fendi, and all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like you said, Roscoe, is she shouldn't have to worry about ever again because she accepted you as her mate. She should never have to worry about certain things ever
Right,
again in her fucking life.
right, right,
it's a
right.
responsibility thing
Yeah,
because he
Yeah.
chose the man, made the choice for that to become a burden per se.
there you go. There you go.
If you want to
I
address
got
it like
five.
that.
I got 5 daughters, man, and I be breaking that stuff down to them all the time. So let me explain something to you. What a lot of women do today, the young women and some old ass women too. They ships expecting the dude to be a man when he has no clue of being a man. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hoping they can change him to be a man, and by the time your ass is burnt out and you realize he ain't a man, then your time is gone. Your clock, you getting older. Men getting older too, but we still pretty marketable. You know what I'm saying? After a while,
Hmm.
we don't turn into old maid. It's the tables change. You understand? The tables change. So you spending all your goddamn time trying to figure out if this man is a man. You need to learn how to recognize a man when you see one,
there you go.
right off the muscle. You
There
won't waste your time.
you Yep,
Yeah, that's a hell of a way of putting it. But you need to see that off rip.
yep.
But it always boils down to, if you look at it, if you look at the generational aspect, you always talk about the generational things, Perry, and how what you learned and what you see in your environment almost dictates the type of man
You go.
that these young ladies seem to attract themselves with. Like we was talking about
Yeah.
earlier. If you see argumentative stuff in the household, you see either your mother or your father, or however that single parent is, or wherever it is, running people in and out of the house, what I'm saying, all times a day, different mates that they're hanging out with, it unconsciously waters that seed in their brain
Yep.
to make them think this is what normal
What
is.
it is. Yep. Absolutely,
My
man.
daughter will tell
Absolutely.
you in a heartbeat, I can't find my daddy nowhere.
Mine, same here, man. Same here, man. It's crazy. Like, I'm sharing a quick one with you. So I went to visit my daughter up in DC, and she's like, "Dad, when you come, can you bring your weed eater and all that?" And I said about that. I was bring all my shit, right? Because
Mikhail back here
and the
dying
rest of
laughing.
because he Blaze know me. I stopped. I said, "What the fuck is your man doing?" Still So I had to sit. Then I gave her a moment. I said, "Do you understand how important it is for your man to do you?" I said, "You should never ask. I should be your last resort.
There
First
you
of
go.
all, I'm coming to you unconditionally. But if you got somebody in your life, that's the one you need to depend on, not me. He's the one supposed to be taking everything, and he's supposed to be showing me everything. So I ain't too fond to meet the motherfucker now, cause she
Right.
know me. When I say, hey, my
You
daughter
boy,
got this goddamn backyard with grass up there. I know you've been over this motherfucker 3 or 4 times, and she's telling me from Georgia. I live 600 miles away. What the hell are you doing?
boy,
And
when I
I
tell
wait for an hour.
look, you are pissing the Kale off in the background. He like, what the fuck he doing?
But it's the truth though. It's the
Well,
truth
yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah.
That's
But these young men don't know
That's
how to be
God's honest
men.
truth.
Yeah, yeah. These don't know how to be men, man.
Nah.
You know,
And
Ain't
you
got
can't use, I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't use the my daddy wasn't around line because mine wasn't. My boy
right,
Nikhil's wasn't.
right, right,
mm-hmm.
right.
But that
But
made me want to go harder.
Mm-hmm.
but you had influence.
Yep.
And that made me reach out to men in my life who were positive figures to learn from.
Yeah. He
Mm-hmm.
said that made him reach out to men and that were positive figures and learn from them. Or you
Right,
just gravitate towards them and you watch. You just watch. So that's what I did with
right.
my grandfather. So
There
that's
you
his
go. There you
flag
go.
on
That's
top.
it.
That's my grandfather's flag on top, and that's my
That's
wife's
all right. That's what I'm talking about. That's
flag
what
on
I'm talking
top.
about.
You know what I'm saying? And we honor
Right.
the shit out of them dudes because man, they were men. They were
Mm-hmm.
men.
That's right.
Right.
That's
They
right.
were men. So
That's good.
Yeah, man.
That's some good stuff right there, man. Because yeah, women asking is just as we can see, that's something that's a touchy subject in some aspects, and it's not liberating. It's not what I'm saying forward thinking. It's
yeah,
not in nobody in my aspect of my life learning. Nobody's independent. Everyone is self sufficient.
that's right.
No, nothing is independent. The only thing that's independent is staring, and staring still has to depend on something.
Yep,
Because self
yep.
Right.
sufficient is better. Because if you're independent and you run your own thing, you're still relying on the customer to facilitate your bills. So you're dependent on something in some way, shape,
That's right.
fashion, or form. You can be
That's
self
right.
sufficient, but you can't be independent. And but I got another one. We're gonna change the subject just a little bit, and I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna start with you, Roscoe, because I know Miss Sanji, and
Ah, yeah,
I know the type of character that she is, right? So I got
yeah.
one for you.
Mhm. Yeah.
Finish this statement. It is funny as hell to me when my wife. It's funny as hell to me when my wife.
Laughs.
Uh huh.
Act silly.
Right. Give me a little bit. Give me a little bit of juice. Give me a little bit of butter for that
Okay,
bread.
okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna add a little more to it. Um, clumsy.
She clumsy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She got a little clumsiness in her, man. Yeah,
Yeah, cause
she
yeah,
talk.
son.
Hey, I mess with her all the time. She gonna get on me when she watches it too. She a little heavy headed.
She heavy handed, so she always
She
walking.
can't
She
stand what I
always
talk
walking
about.
like she
Yeah, no,
she
yeah,
walking like she go.
yeah,
She
yeah,
move like she
right.
walking downhill all the time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, that's funny, man. But I mean, I tell you, bro. Let's get in, and I'm gonna come back when I get to come back around. I'm gonna come back about it a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, with me, what's funny about Mick is she swears she's a comedian. She swears that she has great content when she's talking about. So she swears she's hilarious. Let her tell it. If
Right.
you have to say that you're funny, the odds of you being funny are slim and none. You shouldn't have to tell me I'm funny, because you know me, so you know I'm a character.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
she tried to use my material and try to make herself seem funny. So it's always funny to me when she tries to, be the comedic relief. When that's my job
right,
to be the comedic relief,
right,
because it's funny that she's not funny. Right,
right,
and I got.
right, right, right,
I'm like
right,
that shit
right.
is not funny. You need some new
That
material.
shit
What
ain't
about you,
funny at
boss
all.
man?
Got
What
it.
about you, Crib? What is funny to you as hell when your wife does
I'm about to say some embarrassing shit.
it?
It's funny. It's funny to me when my wife P Diddy's me, and I'm only saying P Diddy because this shit that's going on right now. But this
Right.
fool, just what you said, my wife is actually funny, but like when I show her funny stuff, she be like, "That's not funny," and it's hilarious. But she has her own way of being funny. But what's hilarious to me, but irritates the shit out of me at the same time. I'm in the kitchen. I love to cook. She love to cook. But I'm in the kitchen. She come behind me and start honking on
Right.
shit. Take
Yeah,
that
I
to
can't
the
stand that
yeah,
shit.
yeah. You
Yeah,
like that shit, don't you? And I'll be like, God damn it.
What the
yeah,
hell?
man. I can't. Yeah, man. I hate to be irritated, man.
I'll
Oh
actually,
yeah.
I'll actually yell at her. Like I was telling them earlier, in 10 years of being together, almost 2 years married, my wife and I have never ever had an argument ever.
Right.
Right.
But I will fucking yell when she comes humping on me and shit, trying to raise
Yeah,
my leg
yeah.
up, take that job. I'm like, get the fuck off me! What are you doing?
Right.
The
Right.
shit is funny as hell, but it's irritating at the
Right.
same time.
Right.
But
Right.
that's something that when my wife does that, it's funny as hell. But I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? And I just look at her like, what's wrong with you? And she just be cracking up. And I'm like,
You know what it is? Sometimes, man, I be thinking like, cause look, the same shit be happening to me. I
still
be
good.
thinking sometimes,
It
do
ain't
they
but
want to know what it's like to be a masculine a little bit? So
But
they'll,
I think
what
that's
I'm saying, like something in their mind clear. Like, let me flex, see if I can,
it's a little payback. I think that's what
yeah.
it is. Like,
Because
yeah,
Monique could come up on me. She's done this shit before. She be like, do that same shit, like, 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 yeah, I just fucked you so hard. Oh my god! What? Dude,
Right.
one time this motherfucker was like, oh, I just came all in you. Oh my
Yeah, man. I think it's
god!
a little bit of that. I think in the back of their mind they wish just for a minute they knew about what we do. You know what I mean? But
you know
real
what?
man, we don't even fucking move like that.
No, I'm gonna go deeper. I think I know what that is. They trying to make sure you're not gay. Because
Okay, the
It's
gate
a
off.
check.
Okay,
It's a check, girl.
listen,
It's a check.
yeah.
soon as you say yeah, baby, that was cool. They gonna be like,
Well, it
what?
Right,
ain't gonna never happen.
Nah,
Hey
ain't gonna never
yo.
happen. But no, I'm just talking.
right,
Hey
But
right.
yo. Hit you with the
no,
hey
but
yo.
I think they just making show. But nah, man, I hate that shit. But it's funny.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
dog, cut
Funny.
it out.
yeah.
Cut it
Yeah,
out. You gonna
man.
make me
Yeah.
punch you, man? I don't even hit women.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
Like
Yeah,
that's very disrespectful. Like, no, I didn't like it. No, you didn't
right,
come to me. No, stop
right.
humping on me. I'm a body
Hey,
slam
that's
you
on
in this
some
kitchen.
violent shit, man. That's on some
I'm gonna have
violent shit for
I'm gonna
real.
have to deal with your daddy, and I'm scared of that little choke motherfucker. Uh, stop it.
Yeah, man.
It's
But
funny
Yeah,
right
man.
there. That
but
was funny
but
Yeah,
right there,
that
man.
keeps the relationship in the house fun, man. Because I'm like, when I get done with work, I work a very strenuous job, like probably most of us do. And when I get to the crib, man, I like peace and happiness, man. And
right.
the silliness is welcome, man. Sometimes it's like, what the hell are you doing? But at the same time, it's like, this my wife. She funny as hell. She goofy, and at the end of the day, it put a smile on my face. That's what I want when I get home. I want to be smiling. I want to be peaceful, man. I don't like drama. She don't either. We on the same page on that. Like I said, I reiterate this, man. And I know everybody argue. We just haven't. We just
Right.
haven't.
Yeah.
And I can brag on that. You
Yeah,
know.
Yeah.
and that's good to have because
Mm.
with all the things that marriage has and all the things that marriage fulfills, laughter is something that's just as important as anything else. You have to be able to laugh together, cry together, and be emotional together. But laughter is like the cement that brings it all together to be able to laugh at each other and just it just shows that you're not taking life too
Yeah.
serious. That you
Yep.
can find the time to laugh.
And the experience I had where you said emotional together, the experience I love about my marriage is this: I can be emotional, I can open up, and not worry about it coming back later, getting
Hmm.
thrown in my face.
Right.
I've been traumatized by that before, and I
Hmm.
don't have that anymore. Where you open up about some shit that might have happened in your past, something traumatizing, and then they come back and say, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah." Whoa,
Hey,
that's
Right.
yo,
not,
whoa,
Right.
whoa,
Right.
whoa.
that's not
Pump
what I
your
told you
brakes,
that.
pump your brakes, pump your
Yeah,
brakes. That's not why we had this conversation.
Hmm.
exactly. But now I'm to the point where I'm good with I can do that, she can open up about whatever happened in the past or whatever, and we can talk about it. So
Hmm.
we know that thing we were just talking about how certain things you can't do because of what happened in the past. That all ties in because some shit happened. Either they haven't gotten over it, they haven't got help, or whatever the case. Not putting them at fault or anything, but just understanding that there's some things that you can't do, and for them too, it's like, hey, the last thing you want to do is throw when a man feels that you the one I can tell private intricate things being vulnerable to you. The
Mm-hmm.
last thing you should do is throw that in his face. You're gonna shoot that marriage down the goddamn drain when you do that. You can't do that.
The trust will be gone, man. The trust will be
Yeah,
gone.
Forever,
So,
forever. What was you
yeah.
saying, Roscoe?
So y'all speaking on that. So that's what Shaq has been through. You know what I'm saying? He said, I don't know if you've seen the thing where he said, you can't tell a woman everything because you tell them, you can't really trust them like that. And Monique told him that, you can't say that because you ain't got no woman yet. And
Yeah,
basically,
yeah,
she,
yeah.
in a nutshell, what she's saying, you ain't got a woman like that. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't trying to play him, but she said, "Hey, when you got a real one, you ain't worry about that." You know what I'm saying? Because people think Monique and her husband is crazy in the ring. I see different. I see a whole level of respect, man. With that, it's like to the ultimate respect. Like they on the united front for real, for real. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No matter what everybody else, it may look crazy love to them. It may look crazy love to the people on the outside. You know what I'm saying? Even your children, even her son, like, is my, but then when you got grown ass kids, it ain't about them. You know what I'm saying? It's about you and your mate. Cause
that's it.
the mate gonna be the one wiping your ass. Your kids ain't gonna be wiping your ass. Your
They
kids
gonna
got their own life.
they gonna
So
they
with,
gonna
with,
put you in a home and let them do it.
that's
Mm-hmm.
you think so when I see her relationship, I'm like, hey man, y'all can say what you want to say, but them two cats right there, they may look crazy as some, but they on a united front with their stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Ain't, no, ain't,
and
no,
So
ain't nothing breaking that bond apart that they got.
ain't
Nothing. This
nothing
shit
bring
is
that
like this.
right,
Nothing.
right, right.
Yeah.
And they share everything when dudes she done been with and dudes girls that he done been with. You know what I'm saying? And she does stuff publicly. And it takes a real solid marriage to sit in that.
yeah. And when I saw her when she speaks on her husband in reverence, the way she speaks
Hmm.
about him, I love it because most of the time we are our woman is behind us, kind of being the puppet, the puppet
Uh-huh.
string, like keeping us straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
There's vice versa because of whatever her past is and whatever his past is. His position is to be that, but he's not doing it in a controlling aspect. He's doing it, to help her stay straight. Because she like, man, I'm about to go on the left field on this money. He's like, no. What she say?
Right.
What he call her? I couldn't remember what she said. He called her.
I know she
Oh,
called him
yeah,
daddy,
he be
but
like, yeah, yeah. He be like, no, mama, we not doing
right.
that.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it
Hmm.
this way.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it that way. And that's kind of
Yeah.
Hmm.
me and my wife relationship. Is not a dominant on that point.
Mm-hmm.
I have my man dominant points, which is the
And me
majority.
too,
But,
bro.
but we have
Right.
but we have our where, nah, babe, we ain't doing it like that. We're gonna do it like this. Or she'll be like, nah, babe, we ain't doing it like that. We doing it like this. Or how you bring something up to your wife and you tell her how you handled the situation,
Mm-hmm.
and she be like, okay. Or your wife bring up something to you, it was really jacked up, same thing, and then she tell you how she handled it, and you be like, I ain't even got to step in. She got it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
but
Exactly. It's like from my it's like when you work at a job when you have a lot of team members that work underneath you, you get exhausted
here,
by giving instruction all day long. The last thing you want to do is come home and have to give instruction.
Right.
So I don't mind, baby. Just tell me what you want to happen, and I'll make it happen. You
Right.
just get
Right. Right.
exhausted all day, and it's okay. It's part of the job, and it's part of the position that you worked hard enough to attain. It's giving direction, giving distance, giving an azimuth. Hey, this is what needs to happen. Make this happen. Cross checking, verifying, all this other kind of stuff. It's exhausting when you get home. When you want to leave that stuff at the office and come home.
bro,
So if your baby tell
Right.
me, so just tell me what you want to happen, and I'll
my
be
wife,
okay with that.
Right.
my my
Right.
wife, my wife defends my subordinates all the time. She calls them the underdog. She's like, leave,
Right.
leave, the, leave the underdogs alone. Leave them alone.
Right.
You
Right.
all
Right.
you always so serious. You always supposed to leave them alone. Then I'll be
Right,
like,
right,
look, but they did this and they did that, baby. Like, no, calm down. And I'm like, all right. And I shut up. But I still in the back of my mind, like, it's a job within a job when you're a superior dealing with subordinates, but you need that
right.
yin and yang at the crib to kind of bring you
Yeah.
back. Because
So they bring you
when you get
down.
home,
Yeah,
Bring ground
you
you.
get home
yeah.
on 10, like, man, let
Hmm.
me tell you about my day. And she do the same thing. She be like, let me tell you about my day. But then we look at how we handle the situations at work.
Right,
Why you gonna bring drama from work to the crib? We don't,
right.
because whatever it was there, we dealt with it there. When we get home, it's me and you. We talk
Hmm.
about our
Of
experiences,
course.
and
Yeah,
then we
absolutely.
also
Right.
discuss. Okay, well, they did this. How about if you do this way or do this that way? We have suggestions. We talk to each other. We don't tell each other how to do our jobs
Right.
because we do entirely different jobs.
Right.
But to
But
have at least somebody you can just open up to and just let it out, like, man,
yeah, yeah.
choke the shit out this driver today, man.
Right, right,
You like,
right.
hey,
Like
oh,
like my wife and I, we do like, so like you said, we share our experiences from our jobs. But sometimes you have to have that other person to do a little problem solving. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you might go at it at work, go
yeah,
hard, and be
nah,
like, baby, no, 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 listen, baby, this is what you need to do. You never thought about this is the reason why that person is doing this or that. And you be like, well, damn, okay, you got a point there. Handle this angle. And then you're like, okay. And then you listen to what they're saying and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, she'll tell me something, because I got some issues going on with my job, and
Hmm.
uh 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 and she's like, oh, that motherfucker, she ain't doing it right. She's not holding her own self accountable. I said, you know what? You're right. She said, now you need to start thinking about yourself. So you need to take your own situation in your own hands. So what I did is ain't my priority. So what I've done is now I've taken the necessary steps to move forward. Basically, hearing what my wife was telling me, because at first I was going to sit back and watch the process. She said, no, 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 no. You give them that chance, but they haven't moved with the process. So now you have to take the process in your own hands. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Those
Exactly, man. Exactly, man.
yeah.
It's funny.
You got to have
That's
a. We
why.
got to have a. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That person that's going to give you a different perspective.
Mhm.
Some things that you might not think about, and that's where that team mentality comes into play.
Right.
In your relationship, because with me moving to nonprofit, I discussed it with my wife for a while, and she pretty much made the final decision to help me to decide to move into the nonprofit sector as far as where I work at, because I had some doubts, and of course I looked at financial assets, but at our age, it came down to just overall happiness.
Right.
Overall, and they always talk
bro.
about ever since COVID hit, especially in the restaurant industry, a lot of conversation came up about having a work life balance, and a work life balance is off. It starts to cause a little rift at home. And I always say this: I love my job, but I love my family more,
Hmm.
and that weighs in a lot as far as my decisions. So when I went to
Right.
nonprofit, it allowed me the time to spend more time with my family, to be
Yeah,
able to have some weekends off to go do stuff. Because in the restaurant industry, your money's in the weekends. So that was it.
Hmm.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's where you made your money, especially here in the DC metropolitan area. Brunch, 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 brunch. Saturday, Sunday, you dare crack of dawn till 3:30. They're known for their brunches here.
Right.
So to be able to take myself out of that equation and be able to enjoy my weekends and say, hey, I'm taking this day off without having to worry about if somebody gonna be able to fill my shoes. That's why you train your subordinates. You train your team members to be able to step in place when you're able to step out. So it's all about training. And that's what we learned in the military. You only your
Yeah,
strongest are
man.
the next person that knows the
Yep.
mission.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you have to be able to
Yeah.
train. You train at their level of understanding and their level of experience to where if I have to step
Hmm.
out, the ball keeps rolling as if I was there.
Huh?
No doubt. Oh,
Not
oh. Yeah, yeah.
huh.
So so
Not
going so what John was just saying, man. So your people on the outside see how your relationship going, because they be like, 'cause like you said, you've been knowing them long, but we'll be like, that motherfucker was just working over here last week. Now he working over here, but then he'll move because he got courage bigger than doggone a lion, dog. Because a lot
yeah,
of people ain't got enough courage to move, making
oh
them
yeah,
happy. They'll
oh yeah,
sit in something miserable and they make their whole family miserable. You understand what I'm saying? And they'll say, I gotta work. This brother right here, him and his wife,
Now, let me
they
tell you
know
something. When I
they'll
came
make
up
it
with
happen.
the
Yeah.
concept, for the podcast, I doing it all on my own, man. Just trying to make this thing happen. Crappy cameras. I was using my phones and all this shit. John hit me up. He was like, "Bro,
Yeah.
listen, let me edit it." He was
Yeah.
like, "Get some extra phones." He was like, "Get some better cameras." And he just been behind the scenes and just like all the
Right.
behind the scenes shit is him, dude. And I'm mad at yeah, I'm mad at
You're jack all trades now. I ain't gonna
because
lie to
he
you,
knows my
man.
passion and he knows where my heart is at and he knows I that we all believe and we all know that family is the only thing that's going to right our community. It's the only thing. You can talk all the
Yeah.
shit you want. Family is the only thing that's going to right this ship because it's
Yeah.
fucked up right now.
It is,
Of
man.
course, man.
It
Of
is,
course,
man.
man. And of course, man. I appreciate the words of kindness coming from Perry. I appreciate it. But like I told you, if I'm in, I don't half-ass in. I full-ass
Yeah,
in.
yeah, you ain't
Yeah,
So
lying.
you
and
will.
of course, and once I got buy-in
Mm.
into what I'll buy it. It's me having buy-in to what your vision is, and not and with me seeing your vision and having buy-in to what your vision and whatever talents that I have learned since day one to now has superseded as far as what my talent level was, and wanting to see this thing progress in a matter to where it shines light as a whole. You know, everyone has roles that they play, and I love what the role that I play because me being able to manipulate behind the scenes and do all this kind of stuff, that's part of the things that I learned in the military. And of course, spreadsheets and documents and
He
letters and all
love
that
tech.
stuff.
Yeah, tech dude.
I love tech and all that stuff, just like Mill love tech, and you just the brains, and it's up. My role is to assist in seeing that this vision
That
rolls out.
motherfucker he do more than assist. That motherfucker be guiding this motherfucker. Now, I'm gonna tell the truth because he'll say
But
some shit. He'll ask it, but he's really not asking. I'm like, yeah, that's right.
but
Yeah, do it like that.
but the
Yeah,
beautiful
that's
thing
what
about that dude, man, the beautiful thing about that dude, he doesn't request any praises, man. He sees your vision and wanted to grow and sees be a part of. He wants the same growth overall. You know what I'm saying? And
because
that's
it doesn't
called
just have to be us. There's enough room for everybody. Roscoe,
yeah,
you can
Everybody
man.
can
start your
shine.
own version of this shit.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Husband Show
Yeah,
yeah.
podcast 2.0,
yeah.
Roscoe talking his
Right,
shit,
right,
like whatever you want it to be.
right,
There's enough
right,
room for
right,
everybody.
right.
It's
I just want to
everybody.
be a
It's
guest every now
everybody.
and again, man. Whenever y'all got some shots,
Yeah.
bring me in and get as a
You
guest
see,
because I can talk.
my boy Nikhil, he a natural. He talking his shit,
Yeah,
and it's coming from the
yeah,
heart. He done
yeah,
did two
man. He knows
podcasts in
me,
one
man.
day.
I can tell you. Hey, let me tell you something. I got some marital war stories for your ass. Blaze
Yeah.
can tell you.
Oh, we gonna
I
get
call
deep.
Jonathan Blaze, and we probably all got them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah,
We gonna get
exactly.
Yeah,
deep.
That's
Like
we
this
gonna
is
get
just
deep.
surface right now while we trying to get this thing off the
Skimming
ground.
the
But
top,
we gonna get
skimming the
into that
top.
shit. Yeah, we're gonna
Of
get into
course,
no
that.
doubt,
because
no doubt.
not all marriage and marriages aren't hunky dory or what I'm saying, rainbows and strawberries and clouds and sunshine. All marriage isn't like that every day. So it's just with us part of us being honest and being real about the concept of what this podcast is about is giving 100%. It is always going to be happy. It is always going to
Right.
be an upbeat podcast. It is always going to be
Hmm.
laughs and smiles. There can be tears. There can be heartbreak. There can be heartfelt. It's a lot of stuff that can be covered, and then how can men, especially from the men perspective, how can men move past it, or how can men move with it to make it a successful union?
Because
That's the biggest caveat from that.
when we do this PTSD podcast, it's gonna be a tearjerker. Because I
Oh
got
yeah, man.
military and police,
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I
and
got
yeah,
some
yeah,
Nikhil
stuff
has
for
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
military, and he was Detroit
Hmm.
police too. So he has military and police, and you
Please,
guys
yeah,
have military. So this
yeah, yeah,
that's gonna shake a lot of motherfuckers up because
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
gonna
of
be
man.
course.
armed.
Ain't no doubt, no doubt,
Of
yeah,
course, and
no
it's
doubt,
just
man.
it is subject matter, and these are subjects that affect marriages that especially, and me, I'm a big component, and I'm sure you guys are also. I'm a big component as far as the mental warfare that goes on in men's head and how it's not addressed and how it's not highlighted. It's
Yeah,
mental warfare that men go through every single day, but some view it as a sign of weakness, and it needs to be something that needs to be addressed. I always say it. There's help out there, and sometimes you need to hear it from like-minded individuals who's going to be cut and dry and to the point instead of the textbook doctor way of addressing these
Yep.
issues. Sometimes you just need to hear raw and upfront.
Yep. Yep.
That's true.
Yeah, man, and
That's true.
yeah. I ain't gonna keep us long. I
Yeah.
appreciate.
My phone is about to die.
Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah.
Perry, man, for
Hey,
jumping in and chiming in with us. Roscoe, what you got?
pleasure, Perry. I
Hey,
met a
hey,
new friend,
Roscoe,
man.
you coming to the draft?
No, he
Yeah,
gonna
I
be in
don't know,
Detroit.
man.
He in Georgia. What part of Georgia you again, Roscoe?
I'm down in Brunswick, Georgia. I'm about 30 miles north of Jacksonville,
Oh, my
Florida.
cousin is down that way. Yeah. You down there with Kwame Brown?
Mom used to own a house in the neighborhood, man.
Yep.
Hey, come. Hey,
Yeah,
you welcome anytime to come on down.
Brother,
You and your
and
family.
same way.
Hey,
he
Same
got a
here,
I'm
big
up
bro.
there.
ass, big
Hey,
old house, boat by the
yeah,
lake, the
yeah,
whole nine.
yeah. I'm on a golf
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
man. Hey, we
yeah.
can
He
come down here
literally
and make
lives
a
on the
rap
golf
video.
course.
I'm
And
coming.
I'm an avid smoker. I'm a big smoker. I've been smoking
Yeah,
for 20 some years, man.
we
Yeah,
might
he's
have to
smoke.
pack
He a
And,
up
and
the
smoker.
equipment. Look, John,
yeah,
we
I
might
got.
have to just pack up the equipment and go down there and do a live.
Hey, we can. Yeah,
Dude,
hey,
you,
we can
you
do it.
you ain't gotta tell me that because I just it's funny though because his wife just jumped on here before we started talking. She's on my
Yeah.
neck about me and Mick coming back down there and hanging
Oh,
out.
Mm-hmm.
And when I
let
tell
me
you
know.
Yeah.
this, Perry, let me tell you
Got.
something. The space and the place down there is picturesque. You know what I'm saying? Where he lives at, very
Yeah.
picturesque and almost postcard feel the whole nine in the community that he
Yeah.
lives in.
Real talk.
It's very,
I
very,
got family
very
down there.
nice.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah. You
family
welcome,
down
man. You
there.
welcome, man. Yeah.
Yep.
You welcome, no doubt.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Mr. Perry, again, sir, thanks again, and appreciate you chiming in with my man's chiming in and
Yes, sir.
sharing words of wisdom. This is just an offshoot of as far as the main thread line of the Husband Show podcast. Again,
Yeah.
it's the What Up Do edition, and some last words for us, Roscoe.
Let's keep hope alive.
Great.
And
Let's
I.
keep hope alive.
Yes.
And what else, brother?
Yes. I said, and I love my wife.
Right on.
Yes, we love our wife. Again, this is my man John here with the What Up Do edition of the Husband Show podcast, where husbands band together and navigate through this thing that we call marriage. So, on that note, peace. Appreciate you.
And I'm working this hard for a reason. And I'm into trying to make it real. Saying, baby, this is our season.